Yeah, this is pretty amazing. Elon Musk seems to be suing. Is he suing the ADL? What's going on with this?
So basically,
that would be ill-advised, I think. Right?
The background is essentially, free speech guy Elon Musk. He was criticized by the ADL, the Anti-Defamation League, essentially, because of their criticism, or they criticized X/Twitter for its lack of content moderation after Elon Musk's takeover, where there was more anti-Semitism on the platform. Now, Musk is threatening to sue them. I don't think he has filed suit yet, but he's at least talking tough. And apparently, Musk, when he took over in late 2022, met with representatives from the ADL and other, anti-hate groups to say, don't worry, we're going to have a content moderation council, which he never put into place. Now, Sam, not sure what your experience has been on Twitter recently, but you have said, at least to us off camera, that the number of times you've been called a Jew in your mentions has been exponentially increased?
Oh, yeah.
Is that fair
There
to
is
say?
never an exchange I have with anybody where I don't get reminded that I am Jewish in some fashion or another.
So,
and it's not like, happy Passover. That's not what I'm getting.
I'm not shocked by that. So the ADL, among other groups, basically called out Twitter and said advertisers, look, there's too much hate on this platform, and called on them to not do business.
Just to historicize a little bit, the ADL has given Musk a lot of chances, saying they were cautiously optimistic when he took over, and then just to remind folks, the Kanye West thing also happened.
Yes.
Where Elon's playing footsie with that, and then this is just the last straw because he's so clearly gone in this direction.
I mean, and he does this on purpose, by the way, because this is his ideology. What was the name of that writer that the Huffington Post or HuffPost exposed for having the pseudonym?
Oh, Hanania?
Hanania.
Elon followed him after that.
Yeah. Elon, Hanania, there was an expose that he had a pseudonym where he was writing on white supremacist websites, not just right-wing ones. And after that story broke, Elon Musk followed him on Twitter. It's a signal. This is the kind of thing that I believe in and tolerate, and I'll speak publicly in saying I oppose anti-Semitism like he does here, or hatred of any kind, and then quietly I'll give a wink and a nod to the white supremacists that I want to cater to.
It's also a twofer insofar as I didn't lose. I mean, this is almost so hammer on the head, but I didn't lose the money. The scheming Jews made me lose all the money.
Right.
I mean, this is literally when you hear, and we've had folks on to talk about this, but the question is when you hear the white supremacists say the blacks are taking over the country, the way that they will reconcile the fact that, hey, wait a second, I'm supposed to be better than them. They're supposed to be par to me in my humanity. The way they reconcile it is, well, it's the Jews controlling the blacks that have been scheming to take over the country.
That's great replacement theory too, right? Which is the dirty, Mexican, again, this is what they're saying, are coming over at the behest of the Jews.
And this is, a similar construct. I didn't lose the money. The sneaky Jews have been in touch with the advertisers, and money. And let me say this: I think the ADL is garbage.
Right.
I am not a fan of the way that they have, in many ways, weaponized their position against people whose politics they don't like.
And against people who are against apartheid in Palestine. Yeah.
But the idea that Elon's loss of value in Twitter is a function of the ADL, it may be a function of all the users who are like, this sucks now.
Yes, well, that's my experience. This is what he said here. This is what he said, just because we've hinted it, but To be super clear, I'm pro free speech, but against anti-Semitism of any kind. Since the acquisition, the ADL has been trying to kill this platform by falsely accusing it and me of being anti-Semitic. Our U.S. advertising revenue is still down 60%, haha, primarily due to the pressure on advertisers by...
Primarily
by ATL. That's what advertisers tell us. So they almost succeeded in killing X/Twitter. I mean, so... I'm not anti-Semitic, but the Jews are taking all my money.
Well, the other part is like, what does that mean? I am pro free speech, but I'm against anti-Semitism. I mean, what? So
which is why I'm going to sue the ADL. Which is why I'm going to sue the ADL for billions of dollars. That's his threat. Like, what about their free speech, buddy?
Keith Woods says Alex Jones doesn't want to ban the ADL because they're the most pro-Hitler organization I've ever seen. And then Elon Musk jumps in and says the ADL, because they are so aggressive in their demands to ban social media accounts for even minor infractions, are ironically the biggest generators of anti-Semitism on this platform. This construct, again, people who complain about anti-Semitism are the ones who are creating anti-Semitism. We see this all over the place.
Look what you made us do.
Let's do the Soviet one. All right, let's stick to
this one also, yeah.
So
this is a tweet from some...
Probably a nasty account that I'm probably going to hide the...
Yeah. I'll read that part. It says... to scroll up a little though, because it says 65% of Jewish college students support censorship. 19% of Mormon college students support censorship.
You'll be shocked to learn that's not exactly how that was phrased.
No. So it's essentially trying to say that Jews want censorship, and Elon responds here at the bottom.
Just and I'll put it up here.
Yeah. I mean, I can just read it if we don't want to promote the account.
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, exclamation point.
Yeah. So, but the question is, what do you value more, promoting an inclusive society and, quote, protecting citizens?
So, in other words, you have to choose one or the other in this instance. Now, surprisingly, the fundamentalist Christians are not promoting an inclusive society is not a high priority for them.
Right.
It's a higher priority to protect free speech. I mean, literally, you can go down through the sort of levels of how adherent they are to a certain fundamentalism, down to people who are most likely in this society of this group here to be to get be on the opposite, or maybe have a history of being on the opposite end of that.
Maybe they are a little bit more sensitive to the fact that free speech has been turned into a vehicle for basically white supremacy. And yeah, like I think look, I know some Mormon people at Brigham Young Money podcast on a lot of great Mormons, but seeing them number one with a bullet, it's not a surprise to me entirely.
No.
This is, another interesting looking into this from Elon Musk's. Important to understand that Elon Musk isn't the only one calling out the ADL. They're they are at the lead of Stop Toxic Twitter Coalition because of grants by Pierre Omidyar. Others, Brock's Media Matters, Color of Charge, I think he meant Change, Center of Countering Digital Hate, GLAAD, Move On, Podesta's CAP. So like Democrat to progressive anti-hate organizations. Sobiech, known to dabble in all kinds of bigotry, to be kind. So, this is the kind of stuff that speaks to him.